So welcome back. Currently we are studying the interrupt driven IO access method for accessing IO module devices. In that we have seen how the functionality of the interrupt driven IO. Now in this video we are going to see how when the interrupt is issued to the processor, how processor responds to it, and second thing, how processor is going to handle multiple interrupts from different IO devices. So let's start with interrupt processing. We know that in interrupt driven IO, when the IO module is ready to transfer the data, it is going to issue the interrupt signal to the processor. So the device issues the interrupt signal. Then processor first finishes the current instruction it is executing. That instruction flow is not interrupted. After the instruction is finished, it acknowledges that the interrupt is received. Now, if it wants to process the interrupt, then the processor must store the current program information into the stack memory. That is why the program counter, which contains the address of current instruction or the next instruction to be executed, and the second program status word, which contains different flag and current status of the program, these two registers are pushed to the stack memory. In the next step, the PC is or program counter is loaded with the address of interrupt service routine. The interrupt service routine is nothing but the part of a program or the instruction set which is executed while processing the interrupt. So the starting address for this interrupt service routine is now loaded into PC because we want to execute the ISR to process this interrupt. Then it executes the ISR and processes the interrupt. In the execution of IO interrupt processing, the two phases are examining the status of IO module for errors, and when it is ready, the performing the data transfer operation between IO device, CPU, and memory. After the data transfer is complete, the processor needs to restore the program counter and program status word from the stack so that it can resume the previously interrupted program as before. So this is the flow of interrupt processing as executed by the processor. So we have seen the interrupt processing for a single IO module device. Now what if there are multiple devices present and they are going to generate multiple interrupts? So let's see how processor handles multiple interrupts. Two issues while handling the multiple interrupts are: first, the processor has to identify which IO device is generating the interrupt, because generally the interrupt line for the processor is common or shared among various devices and IO modules. And the second issue is that if there are two or more interrupts present at the same time, then the processor has to decide which interrupt it is going to process first. For identifying the IO device generating interrupt, the methods are having multiple interrupt lines for different devices, then using software poll technique or hardware poll technique, which is also known as daisy chain. To decide the interrupt order, we can have the priority structure or the bus arbitration methods. We are going to see these techniques in detail. So the first way of handling multiple interrupt lines is that having multiple interrupt lines for the multiple devices. In this way, the processor can easily identify the device from which the interrupt was generated. However, there are limitations on the number of lines that can be handled by the processor at a time, so this method is not commonly used. The second method is software poll method. In this method, the processor checks the status of each input-output device using test commands so that it can determine the device raising the interrupt. However, the drawback of this method is that it is extremely time consuming. The third way of handling multiple interrupts is having a daisy chain. The daisy chain structure is shown in this figure. So the interrupt line is same. However, the interrupt acknowledge is propagated through the chain of devices. Now, here the daisy chain also decides the priority of the device according to the position of it in the daisy chain. For example, the device 1 here has the higher priority than device 2 because whenever the interrupt is generated from any device, the interrupt acknowledge signal starts from the device 1 and it goes on propagating to the nth device. So, in this way, the higher priority or the device which is closer to the processor is going to get addressed first. So, this is the daisy chain in which the interrupt acknowledge is going to propagate through the chain till it reaches the active device. The daisy chain structure or the hardware pole method, it provides the inbuilt priority structure and it also saves the time of interrupt service routine. However, it is very inflexible structure, so the priority cannot be programmed, and it has the single interrupt line and single interrupt acknowledge which is propagating, so the data contention problem may arise in this solution. For handling multiple interrupts, we can use the methods which are used in bus architecture, which are known as bus arbitration methods. So this is nothing but a process of transferring the control of IO bus from one device to another. The device which is currently in control of IO bus can initiate the data transfer on it, and it is called as the bus master. So in the same way, we can have the device which can access the interrupt line. So for example, multiple devices are connected on the interrupt line and it is connected to the bus arbitration logic. Now, through the different bus arbitration techniques, only one device is selected. These algorithms we are going to see in the later videos. So, only one device is selected at a time, and it can only that device has access to the interrupt line. Therefore, the process of identifying the device raising the interrupt becomes very easy. And here in the bus arbitration logic, the priorities for the devices can also be assigned while handling multiple interrupts at the same time. So we have seen the different ways in which the multiple interrupts can be handled by the processor. I hope you have understood it. Please stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.